say, whiskey, wine, and wisdom, it's the only way to fly. It'll take you to the moon, it'll make your baby cry. But not because they're dodgy, but babies tend to cry quite a lot. Drink wine, whiskey, or something, put that douchebag in the cot. Then we'll get down to it, the art of casting pots. Whatever you might then call it, is those mighty wisdom gods. Whiskey diddly daddly diddly doddly diddly. Welcome, another week. I don't even know how many. This is not 8. Is it 8?
It's more than 5.
It's more than 5, less than 10. I think this is episode 8 of the Whiskey, Wine and Wisdom podcast. I'm Dan, and this is Jimmy the Skip.
And James.
And James.
Yeah. I think that's my catchphrase.
Jimmy the Skip and James is your catchphrase, but you are Jimmy the Skip. So we're on the. I've got a couple of drinks. I've got residue of a coffee and a Carling Black Label. You know, like a good old British fella. And James.
And I've also had a residue of a coffee, and this one I've got I think a 2020 regional Chateau Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Which is good. Which should have whiskey in it, but
should have whiskey in it.
Should have, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But anyway,
dry cast.
This week we're doing cheese and wine,
as rated by our adoring public.
Yeah, we're not drinking cheese and wine. But I have eaten some cheese today. I had a lot of cheese today. I was thinking it, I was mulling it. I had a few different cheeses. I did consider having cheeses on the pod, but honestly, it's not that kind of pod. You don't want all that. It's just going to be a bad time. Like, I don't want to hear people eating cheese. I can talk about cheese all day long, but I thought we'd leave it there. It's bad having people drinking the whole time, but that's kind of intrinsic. But yeah.
Cheers.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Let's clink it and.
Yeah.
ASMR.
Fizzy.
You dirty bastard.
Oh,
Okay. Anyway, I got cheese. You got wine?
I got wine. You got cheese.
Cool. All right. On 3, you fuck.
So,
okay.
But and then for a shake.
Yeah. Was it? You said 1, 2 spooge. Yeah.
Spaff.
1, 2 spaff. 1, 2 spaff. 1, 2 spaff. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Right.
1,
1, 2
2
spaff. Oh, scissors.
Scissor and me timbers. Okay, I won that. Okay. Cheese fact number 1. The same bacteria in certain cheeses is the one that makes your feet smell. It's the exact same bacteria. All right. So it's I've got this one. It's in Munster, Limburger, and Port de Salut. Also, it's the same bacteria that lives on your skin and eats dead skin cells, and that causes the smell. It's called Brevibacterium. As it digests, it gives off S-methyl thioesters, which smell cheesy. Now, scientists in America, this was a few years back, they took bacteria from people's feet, then used it to grow cheese.
Dirty bastards.
And they created a unique cheese that they never weren't allowed to legally sell, but apparently it was quite nice. I'll never know. So, dirty bastards. So, cheese of the feet.
Wow, that's... Yeah. I don't know why they
Dog's here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up.
He's fluff.
He can't be left out, and he can't be here without whinging. Good damn ass. Anyway, go for it, Jambo.
So, I've not really done research on wine before.
I've drank plenty of wine, but I don't know anything about it.
No. So, and when I was searching, I've gone onto Google, and obviously Google is the fountain of all knowledge.
That's all I know.
And some of the top searches while I'm looking for this, because normally they're all fun facts, but I was quite surprised. So the first things that would come up is 4 bottles of wine a week too much? I'll say yeah.
Yeah, I said yeah.
Followed by, is it okay to drink 12 bottles of wine a night? That's a bit more. Followed by, what if my 7-year-old accidentally drank alcohol? So, but this is what people actually reckon.
Is this what was in the sort of the field in your search result for you?
Yeah, so I typed in some fun
common
facts.
searches.
Yeah. And then the
So
last
like,
one.
after Brexit, like the what is Brexit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. Okay.
And then the last one, which I'm surprised that people would have to search this. What if my 1-year-old took a sip of wine?
1-year-old.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They grab. Oh.
Well, they always grab. I mean, every time I drank wine around my babies, they were always trying to grab the wine flute and just like grab it off me. I'm like, no, baby, no, because they're very well known for their dexterity and ability to grab wine glasses. They're known for it.
I can't. After I've had like one or two, I can't even carry a drink normally.
No, my carpets are well stained from your encounters with you.
I'm sorry,
mate. You're gonna get brained in a minute, doggo. You're gonna get.
He's gonna.
Right, I'm gonna give you this. I'm not rolling it for you. We're not playing. You might have to fuck off. He's not podcast friendly.
No. So if you hear, he's gone.
You hear a oh, he's been punted out the window. So. Okay.
So why is wine called wine? This is my actual fact. First one.
Okay, so that was a bit of a cock tease.
Yeah, cock tease facts.
Cock tease fact.
So why is wine called fact? So, I do feel like every word in every language has derived from Latin in some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But the German name Wien comes from the Latin word vinum.
Wien.
Wien. Sorry.
Wien.
Wien.
It's called Wien from now on. Just so you know. I want a glass of Wien.
Where's my Wien? And it comes from the Latin word for vinum, which was also an inspiration for the names in numerous other European languages. Wine for English, vin for French, vino, Italian and Spanish, and vinho, which is Portuguese, and Greek. Have to be a little bit fucking different, don't they? The Greek word oinos is also related to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's lots of different words, all derived from Latin. Fact.
Mate, that was a fact. It was informative.
Yeah.
Learn them, growing them, brain them. More thinky fillness, brain juices.
I think we've got a new intro.
I'm just going to keep spooging out this quality ear syrup until it... Mate, making you choke on your drink is the meaning for my life. I swear to God, right?
Sorry, that had to go back in the cup. Self-backwash, yummy.
Yeah, well, let's just look all the bubbles. It's good.
Yeah.
Mute your phone.
Sorry, I'm
unprofessional bitch. Alright, next fact. I'm giving you more cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese for your mind. Cheese can be produced using a variety of milk, including cow, buffalo, goat, horse, even camel, even hippopotamus. It is possible, if you are brave and have balls the size of dump trucks, to hold down a hippo, milk it, and turn its milk into cheese. It can be done as long as it has lactic acid, and those are all the animals that do it, apparently. A whopping 20 million metric tons of cheese is produced worldwide each year, and produced as increases year on year with demand. The demand goes up all the time. Approximately 10 pounds of milk is required to make 1 pound of cheese. It's 10-to-1 ratio in milk to cheese.
Okay.
But if it wasn't for this, because the amount of milk overproduction is so high, if it wasn't for all the cheese year on year increase, then it wouldn't. It would be buggered. There'd be cheese getting milk getting chucked away all the time. So they need to keep pushing boosting the cheese to justify all the milk they're making, and it's just an endless cycle, a cheesy cycle.
Dude, could your facts brie any Gouda? Leah, damn no.
Come and bear on, seriously.
Yeah. Sorry, I can see something. I can see this happening all night. Sorry. No, I think I'm out of them at the moment.
I'd thought some shit ones.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Interesting fact. I don't want to milk a hippo.
Hippos. I heard at one point that in Africa, in all the large animals, they're far more dangerous than like lions and tigers. Not only tigers in Africa, but like they're more dangerous than almost any other large animal in Africa, because they will kill anyone who comes near them, like almost like a rule. Whereas lions might leave you alone. Whereas hippo will kill you, and they don't eat you, but they will bite you, and their teeth are like tree trunks. They just like mush you up.
Yeah, I've seen that. They're not cutters. They're smushers.
They smush them. They're good at it. Puree them. But yeah, so hippo milk, camel milk. Apparently, that's quite common. Obviously, you see goat's milk. Goat's milk everywhere.
Yeah.
Which I have had, and I will not have again.
What? Really?
Didn't like it. Goat's cheese. Even goat's cheese was like, maybe I had bad goat's cheese, but I was just like, oh no.
I'm not a massive fan.
I should say as well, right? And I'm not saying this to be. I'm saying this more so that if you're listening, and maybe you have cheese-related anxiety, and strong cheese makes you a bit uncomfortable. Our boy James here is with you, aren't you?
Yeah, I get your gripes. I don't mind a mature sometimes, but my go-to's mild.
Are you like a Gouda, an Edam, that sort of thing?
Mate, yes, I love Edam and Red Leicester as well. I think that's a bit spicy.
Red Leicester's she's got some fun, but like,
Yeah.
the thing is though, I know you've gone for the actually spicy cheese.
Yeah.
Like you'll have the Mexicano, all that sort of stuff, all that. We're gonna have the fruity crazy cheese with like chili in it and stuff. But you just like a mild cheddar.
I do like a mild cheddar,
A creamy mild cheddar.
especially as cheese on toast. That's my favourite.
I like a farmhouse mature, like a crumbly farmhouse cheddar. Okay, all right,
That's
fine.
cool.
It's fine. No, I'm not giving you cheese. It's fine.
I don't want to do this fact because it's got a big word on it.
You can do it, buddy. I bereave.
Enophobia. Supposedly, people who suffer from this phobia often do so because it is because of the complexity that involves choosing and drinking wine. And
They're scared of choosing and drinking wine.
Wow.
Go on, please. Sorry, I don't cut you off.
That's alright. Can't get this stuff. So, enophobia is also referred to as a type of social anxiety disorder in which a person will avoid wine altogether, fearing they are not well knowledge about the selection. Individuals may experience anxiety. So basically, you don't know enough about wine. Oh, I don't want to drink this in front of people because they might judge me because I don't know enough about wine.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, it's red, white, or pink. Fuck it. Sometimes blue. There was a fact about blue, but I didn't quite get it myself, so I didn't include it. But mate, yeah, you can have a phobia of drinking wine because you think other people around you know more about wine. If they do, well, they're just lying. I know everything about wine. Go on, ask me anything. Anything.
Is it wet?
Sometimes.
Is it nice?
Sometimes.
What's the best wine in the world?
Yes.
There we go.
Although in my this is one of my facts. In France, one of the areas that's near where the family live, south of France, there's a place called Vauvert, and they do a wine called Muscat dessert wine, and it's fucking delicious.
It's a sweet wine, isn't it?
Yeah, sweet wine.
Yeah, I've had muscat.
And it's whenever in all like the touristy bits, they always have them in like bottles that look like grapes and stuff.
Just give it to me. Bow.
Dog's squeaking because I'm sitting on his balls to hide it from him. I'm nursing it like a baby chicken.
His toy ball.
Toy ball?
Not his actual ball.
No, that would suck.
That would be really, really...
That would hurt if I sat on my own balls.
Logistically, it's a bit of a fruity picture. I don't like it, but...
I don't like discussing sitting on my own... No, yeah. I'm done. I'm done.
I had a friend of mine talking to me about his... I don't know why I'm saying this. He was talking about an incident he had where things became mixed up down there, and he had to have surgical assistance to unmix them. And I tell you what, I could barely stand. My ball empathy was just such a high state. I was like, no. I was in yeah. Oh. Anyway, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just pause for 1 second and make a casting adjustment. Hello there, Billy.
Hey, Grandpa.
What you listening to there?
It's just some stupid kid rubbish.
Well, let me tell you, Billy, I still remember the first time my grandpa introduced me to the Whiskey, Wine and Wisdom podcast. It's a rich, creamy, artisanal podcast. Back in those days, there were millions of podcasts, but my gramps knew quality. And this was before the great podcast wars and that giant space slug attacked. You know the one? Anyway, Billy, That's what you'll be listening to from now on, and nothing else.
But I don't want to, Grandpa.
You shut your damn mouth now, Billy, and listen to Grandpa, or I'll cut you a switch.
Okay, Grandpa.
You're a monster.
Right, Dan has walked away, and it's all down to me now. So this is he's taken the dog away. I'm really cool. I'm the coolest one here, and shit, I think he's coming back. Bye.
Okay, yeah, dog's gone. We're back.
Bow wow.
And,
Oh, Barry.
here's it now. It's the first lager I've had on the pod. It's a bit less classy than usual, but I'm here for it. Loving it.
I think it's fighting the cause of having some sort of percentage-based beverage is
dangerous.
cool. Yeah,
It's dangerous, but it's
it makes facts come to life.
it does release the inner facts from one's mind. But just different quantities, more fluids. Where were we?
I was doing about my dessert wine.
Sorry, you were talking Muscat, and then were you done with Muscat, or you just?
Yeah, no, I was just say it's lovely, and it used to get made near around where we used to go. My family's from.
But yeah, wine wankerism, it's a real thing.
Yeah,
It's a problem, and there should be help groups for it because it's. But yeah, I just think if someone is like, oh, I'm a bit of a wine snob, I'm like, you're a cunt. You're just a cunt. I mean, it's what it is. I like wine. It's just like, yeah, that's cool. But like, I'm a bit of a wine snob. It's like someone saying they're a bit of a grammar Nazi. You know who you are.
I don't know. Who would that be?
I do.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
I hope they're chuckling right now. They might be cursing me. I don't care. But I was just saying, like, you just to say that, if that was your preamble, if you start a conversation that way, and it's like, dude, it's a problem. It's not a, it's a glitch. It's not a good thing.
I mean, when it comes to wine, everyone knows. Everyone knows that if it's not a 1920 at least, then it's not worth it. Yeah.
No, but the rule for wine, the actual rule for wine, when picking a wine, you go in and you say you have the three choices. You have red, white, pink. Okay, and then it's purely based on the quality of the animal on the bottle. Okay. So I think you've got, the more obscure the animal is, so you want like a kangaroo or something, that's kind of cool. A lizard, you're in a good situation here. A snake, that's a good time. I just think you're probably going to have a good time with those, right? Unless you have, you're a bit of a boring arsehole. But I think yeah, you want to go for that. My rule is always generally the quirkier the animal. If you chuck a koala on a wine bottle, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what type of wine it is. If I want a red, I'm going to get a red with a koala on it over any other red.
Koalas, I think koalas do rock, and they will sell everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be some sort of koala beer. Well, there probably is, but there should be.
Oh, fair dinkum, mate. It's in Australia. It's called koala beer.
It comes with hepatitis.
It does, mate.
Yeah.
What if it had a hippo on the bottle? Would you think it's milk?
If they called it hippo milk, I would drink that lager. I would. It's probably like every 5,000 barrels they have like 2 drops of hippo milk, and they say like, we lost 5 staff members to get this, and a thimble of hippo milk. But hippo milk's a good name for a lager. By some like quirky sort of Camden-based brewery, I would, yeah.
Well,
anyway,
why don't we start our own hippo-based lager company with all this podcast money that we get?
We'll tell you what, obviously we're letting it pile up first.
Yeah.
We're using it to get into the property game. Once we've got a decent holding, good like a couple hundred properties, then we'll use that to branch off of into various other industries. I think definitely down there. Having obviously we want some sort of sports team. Yeah. Having a prestige drinks line would be a really good move for us. But we'll look into it, mate. We'll talk to the accountant and we'll work it out.
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another day. We'll pencil something in for the next couple of weeks, but we'll sort that out. That's fine.
Awesome.
Excellent.
We need flip charts, though.
We do need flip charts. I want laser pointers.
PowerPoints.
I want everyone around the table to have a laser pointer.
Yes.
Laser wars. Everyone's blind. Business.
Yeah.
I've got. There are 2 little facts. I'm going to do them back to back. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Back to back fact. The world's oldest known cheese is from an Egyptian tomb It's thought to be 3,200 years old. That's the oldest known actual piece of cheese. And they found it in a tomb. And it was delicious, apparently. Not really. No one's going to eat. I mean, I'm assuming no one ate that.
That might go with one of my oldest wine facts.
Oh, go on. I'll give you mine a little bit, then I'll just...
No, that's cool. No, not the cheese thing. The cheese is so, I think I can't even find where I put it. But yeah, I think this is just an old wine. But yeah, anyway, you need to... What's your other facts as well? Please indulge me.
Go on. My other fact. Oh, you want that? You want that?
Yeah,
okay,
you're too
sorry.
far. That's right.
I misunderstood.
Near board, okay.
So you all those know cheese. We've had that one. All right. A giant wheel of cheddar cheese was given to Queen Victoria for her wedding gift. This enormous cheese weighed 450 kilos. Everyone else was giving her like jewels and probably countries, and they're like, "I give you this cheese." I'm assuming they're all German, aren't they? So like,
das sind einer von manchen Cheesins.
Kaiserkäse. But yeah, crazy days, massive. Literally like half a metric ton of cheese. They're like, "There you go, love.
Yeah.
There you go. Happy." Was it wedding or I can't remember? Was it wedding or birthday?
I thought it's a wedding.
It was a wedding gift. Wedding gift.
That's got to be a joke present, though, isn't it?
I mean, it's an expensive joke present.
Yeah.
I wouldn't object. I mean, I assume, given that she's a queen, it's going to be good cheese.
Yeah.
You just like, okay, let's get out there, let's start carving it up and giving out little sticks to put it on, little bits of pineapple for some reason, or those little onions.
The biggest collection of like hedgehogs, pickled onions and cubes of cheese.
Cheese fight. But yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyway, that was my two factettes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Go on.
So, well, in terms of aging and things, so Spire wine bottles, 325 to 350 AD. The Spire wine bottle is believed to be the oldest bottle of wine in the world, displayed in the What's that one?
I think it's a silent P.
Yeah, Flas.
Fowls? I don't know.
No. I'm sorry if I've offended the actual name of the place, but Fowls,
They won't know who you're talking about. It's
No.
fine. They've never had it before.
Oh, they're German though. They might. Sorry.
No, we don't have any. Our audience doesn't cover Germany.
Dude, well maybe now that we've said Fowls, yeah, Germany, listen, you've heard me. A historical museum in Germany, this ancient bottle dates back to almost 1,700 years.
Yeah.
But archaeological records indicate that wine was first produced in China around 7,000 BC.
China. I can't not say it when I hear it.
Followed by Armenia and Georgia around 6,100 and 6,000 BC, respectively. In fact, researchers discovered the world's oldest winery and the world's oldest shoe in Armenia. I don't know why they chucked the shoe in the fact as well, but yeah.
Maybe it's part of flavour,
Or maybe this is like the whole cheese fact. Feet cheese.
I don't think feet wine. I think it's just grapes.
Feet wine, fine. Not just grapes. You can have all sorts of fruit. That's one of the facts that I saw, but I didn't put on here. But yeah.
Tell me.
It's like everyone thinks wine, grapes, lovely. No, it could be any fruit. Any fruit.
Tomatoes.
Yes, because that is a fruit, not a vegetable.
Peppers.
Yes.
Bananas.
Yes. I'm just saying yes. I'm a yes man. Business.
All right. Peanuts.
Yeah. Peanut wine.
Oh.
Peanut Grigio.
Hippopotamus milk.
Dude, honestly, everything's gonna be hippo milk now.
I think that would be the new. It was like it was. You'd have the soy milk, then it was almond milk,
Yeah.
and then it was like I don't know cashew milk and shit.
Yeah.
Hippo milk. It's the next step.
Is it vegan though?
Who's gonna fuck it? Yeah, the vegan's like, I chose this life. I don't know why they're just some big butch lady hippo. They're like, I chose this life. It's like the female Ray Winston, but a hippo. He's like, listen, you slag, take my milk, give me the fucking check.
Grab my hippos.
Yeah, it's like, God.
We've made a stutty, milky Hippo.
There's no implication of sluttiness, just a general, just not ashamed of their body.
Yeah.
I respect it. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel the empowered hippo industrialist milk producer is definitely a viable person in society.
Yeah.
And they should be given the respect that they deserve. Finally, after years of persecution, people like you.
It's the great hippo persecution.
Yes, leave my hippos alone. Blah, or they'll fucking kill you. Okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad we covered that. I'm glad someone finally said it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I was going to be able to say it this week, but I finally got it out there. Got you, man.
Thank you too.
We see you.
Okay. Lovely. Is it me?
I think no. You just gave
No.
a fact.
Yeah.
We went off on a hippo tangent again.
Oh yeah.
It's been a week of hippos.
Yeah. Still more hippos to come. I can imagine.
It's like cheese and wine, featuring hippos, heavily featuring hippos. Get it because they're heavy. All right. Well, I've got a rather interesting fact for you there, buddy. Lots of people think eating sticky cheese before bed can give you strange dreams. But some cheese-mad scientists did a study in 2005 and found that it can actually help you get to sleep. There's a chemical in lots of cheese, especially stinky, strong cheeses, called tryptophan, which they believe will help you doze off. It's found in lots of nootropics, and it's generally accepted that it helps you sleep. If you have tryptophan in your diet or in your supplement game, you will have better, higher quality sleep and feature more REM sleep. Cheese before bed, dream of the dreams, have a nice sleep, don't wake up mean, eat cheese. Brought to you by the cheese industry.
Cheese. I always heard.
Go on, tell me.
So I'll say this. Like, I always heard as if it's like a true fact thing. I was told don't eat cheese before bed because it gives you nightmares.
That was the fact.
I thought you said that makes you sleep better.
No, I know. I was saying people always thought this was the case, but actually it's not.
Right, yeah.
That's why it's an interesting fact. All right, so
I'm just.
if my interesting fact was water's wet or something like that, then you'd be like, that's not interesting at all. It's interesting because it's not the common knowledge, or the wives' tale.
Sorry.
You're not having a dick up. I'm doing this for comic effect. I'm not actually a bellend.
Every week I cry.
I'm nice in real life.
Call the police. Yeah. No. I think it just brought back some home truths. It made me feel.
Excellent. I'm glad.
Don't have cheese before bed, James. Why? It gives you nightmares.
You know what? Because I know. I'm just going to guess. Was that your mum?
More than likely, yeah.
She wanted the cheese for herself.
Yeah, standard.
Her dirty French self.
Jimmy, do not eat the cheese before bed. It gives you nightmares. That's a bad impression of my mum. And no.
Solange deserves more.
Oh,
Come on.
sorry.
Hi, Solange.
She might be one of the listeners from the.
I hope she. I'm assuming she is.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, my little James.
Support your son.
And if you're listening, hello, Mum. I'm very sorry.
And in French, hippo is l'hippopotame.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
The more you learn. Oh shit! Hang on. Oh. Do. I don't have the.
Do you want
xylophone out. I don't have time. It's put away.
No, that's fine. That's what she said. Sorry. Yeah.
You can't see it. You can't hear a scowl, but it's there.
Mm.
You should add sound effects. Like, like Hypnotoad sound.
Hypnotoad rocks.
He's the best.
Right, should I say?
You say facts now.
I'm going to say how it is. I got it.
Howard Hacks.
Go ahead. Enjoy zero judgment when you pour your next glass. Rule 1. Rosé is only for the summer. Rule 2. Red wine shouldn't be served cold. Rule 3. Never drink white wine with beef. Rule 4. Wine should be reserved for special occasions. Rule 5. Quality wines only come in glass bottles. What? Yeah, that's it. They're my 5 quick facts. And I can say 1. Rosé is not only for the summer. 2. Red wine shouldn't be put it's served cold. No, 'cause I think it tastes minging. It tastes sharp if you do that.
Well, so you think that's right?
I think the fact two is right. So
It shouldn't be
raising-
chilled. If it was like,
Yeah.
if it was, I wouldn't give a fuck if it was. Oh, it's a bit cold. I'll let it warm up. I'm not gonna, I don't want it hot, but yeah, it should be room temperature.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
They say you can put it in the fridge 15 minutes before drinking because that will just take the edge off it. It'll take it a bit cooler, but not make it taste like Gashtown. Like there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know that before. Rule 3: never drink white wine with beef. Why the fuck not? I know they do red wine and beef. They complement each other, but mate, it's wine.
If you like beef, and you like wine,
Yeah.
and you prefer white, then you just. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's better to drink the thing you like with the thing you like to eat.
Yeah.
Than to eat. I don't like red wine, or I don't enjoy it as much. But it does complement the beef. It's like, no, that's a different thing. It's just like, no, hard and fast rules, any of that stuff is like, well, surely it's. I think, especially something like wine, which is. I always said like the best things you can enjoy are acquired tastes. So like no one comes out of the womb loving whiskey. When every person when they first sip whiskey goes like, why the fuck does everyone drink this glue smelling shit? Why do you? And smoking like cigars and shit, and like some of the weirder cheeses. Everything that's like all the best shit, the shit that you will love is stuff that you've developed a love for. But like you're thinking of things that everyone loves off the bat, like really sweet things.
And podcasts.
Oh, I mean podcasts is a different thing.
Whiskey, wine and wisdom.
Because the thing about the podcast that's special is that it's sweet enough to draw you in, but then it grows on you. So it's not. It comes. That's what we've done here. We've distilled that. You've got the best of the instant love, but then you acquire and you grow. It grows with you. Plus, we were very clever in it. We started very poorly, and we've got better each week.
Yeah.
And I feel like because we started at such a low level, we can only be climbing that ladder because there's so far to go to adequate. And I feel like if we just keep on the path we're on, we'll be okay one day, and they'll have come with us, and then we'll be tied together for life. So that's a different thing. But I feel like that's definitely. But I think acquired taste. That's the way.
Yeah.
So the things you learn to love are the things you love the most. No one like. I mean, and then you got the fucking. I love chocolate. And you're like, yeah, okay, all right. You don't love chocolate because you're not like, oh, I tried this special chocolate from this place. You're like, no, you just like smashing back Cadbury's. Again,
Yeah.
I mean, I know enough people who think that. I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just saying that it ticks a box. Absolutely, I love chocolate, and I like having a hard day and you have a Snickers. It's a good time. But I think when you just watching a sunset, you've got a lovely flash cigar in your hand. You're watching the sunset and you've got a nice brandy or a whiskey in your hand. You have a little sip and you just. That is something that chocky bars can't do.
Did you set the mood? Right, next week's podcast, we're sitting on a hill, we're going to watch the sunrise, and we're going to have a cigar and a fine whiskey. And yeah, just watch.
Yeah, we'll have to do something special next week because I'm at a gig on Friday, we're playing a gig on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I don't have time on Sunday, so we might have to do something at the gig or something, like nip away and have a little record in the car or something. We'll have to do something.
Live cast!
Yeah, carcast. Broomdem. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll work it out. It'd be fine. It'd be fucking awesome.
Or best of.
You've been pushing the best of since literally the first week. It's like at this point we'll just be playing like best of, and it'll just be like
Me saying the word best of over and over again.
yeah. And James, brought to you by James.
And the best of James.
Yes. I think we should just record little 5-minute bits throughout the week, and just keep sending each other, and eventually just make a tapestry of bullshit that is a podcast. But yeah. Also, I should say, I'll say at the end. It's fine, because subjects have been decided for next week in a very controversial way. But I will get to that at the end.
Oh. Okay.
We talked about the thing yesterday. We'll discuss it.
Yeah, we'll
air.
discuss. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll fight it out. We'll sort it out. Okay.
Cool.
James he's furious. He's really.
I think normally things that have gone past the 10-minute mark are forgotten.
Yeah. Well, such is life. You can't focus on these things. Just move on. You're just a breezy man. You just carry on. You're like la da da da, do 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 do, and Jane. Doo-doo-doo. All right, have you? Is it me?
Yeah, no, that's me because I've done my quick facts. Quick
You
facts.
did, yes. All right, I've got a. All right, so the correct name for somebody who loves cheese is a churrophile. Churrophile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I first read it as a turdphile, but it's a churrophile, which is not much better. But it's a churrophile.
Churrophile, is that with the Mexican store there?
No, it's
the churros.
Turophile. Churrophile.
Okay.
A lover of cheese. I mean, sure, but then everyone loves cheese. And that's the thing, I don't like cheese. That really weirds me out. Because I think you might not like some cheeses. I can understand you like, I don't like blue cheese. And fair play. I don't like, a bunch of... I don't like loads of cheeses. I've got a very weird history of brie. I don't really like brie.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you what, no, I had a brie panini or something, and I don't know what it was. I think I would...
Brie nini.
That was obvious. I should have got that.
Sorry.
No.
Right.
I'm glad you caught me. That's what you're for. Yeah. No, you saved the day there. Thank you. But no, I had a brie panini, and I think I was just, like sometimes you have something and you're like, I think I was ill, or I had some sort of, but it just for some reason that got locked in my head as associated with this really bad ill thing I had, and I just was like, oh, that was, my brain was like, oh, don't have that again. I'm like, but I want to eat cheese, and like, no, that's that. So every time I even see, like, if you, I don't know, like there's something about the texture of it. I don't know, it's just totally broken in my head. Can't enjoy it.
But that makes sense though. If you associate, so that's like I can't drink vodka anymore, like
Yeah.
the neat stuff, because of my 18th birthday. I got shit hammered. I told my boss at the time that I was horny. That was embarrassing. After running down Rochester High Street with my trousers around my ankles, shouting.
Were you horny though?
I don't know. That's what they were telling me. I had no eyebrows at the end of the day. I was
Standard.
running down Rochester High Street with my trousers around my ankles, shouting, "Leave my Bahamut alone," because we was playing lots of Final Fantasy. So yeah, and they put me in a shopping trolley, dumped me out in the garden in front of the house.
Standard, yeah.
Yeah, it was messy. But I had some friends who supplied me with drinks, and I got home safe.
That's called just a Midway Tuesday, isn't it? Basically, that's just standard fare. Like if you're not in a trolley by the end of the night, you've fucking had a bit of a pussy night. But that was like a mini fact. I'll chuck another one on there.
Okay.
There is a bank in Italy that accepts cheese.
So what?
There's a bank in Italy. I know you're in the wrong bank. The Credem Bank accepts cheese from cheesemakers in exchange for loans. So they use it as a surety against money. All right. They even keep cheese in a special cheese vault. All right. It is kept to temperature and it's also sealed in a way that normal vaults aren't, because they have to keep the stank in, right? And they've got cheese in there that is set against 200 million worth of loans.
Jesus. Sorry, I'm on fire.
I'm gonna insert some. Well, no, I'm just gonna clap. I should insert applause there. That was that might be this week's Golden James fact.
Yeah. Last week's podcast, we done the whole thing. Oh, let's insert some canned laughter here.
We didn't.
Let's re-record it.
We didn't.
And it's just blank.
Yeah.
I think that makes it better. But
yeah. I love the fact that we listen to it, edit it down a little bit, and we spend so much effort chucking our little nonsense ads and shit in there, and our little that's bullshit and intros and stuff, and then we forget to actually change the content of the podcast. Is so second fiddle compared to all the fluff and the bullshit we put around it. Right, the actual point of it, the content, is the least important part of this, like by a mile. So if you don't enjoy that, I'm sorry. If you're here for actual cheese facts, I am desperately sorry, but I have definitely put more work into the not cheese facts. I'm sorry, and that I don't see it changing.
No.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. Okay, I've done a cheesy bank.
Cool.
Okay, I've got, how many have I got left? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 left.
I got 3.
Oh, cool, that's fine.
Alright, so if I do this one, and then do you wanna, we'll see. What do you call a guy who pours wine?
A whiner.
Stephen. No. A sommelier. Oh, I've heard it.
Sommelier.
Sommelier, yeah.
Somalian pirates, a Somalian, yes.
Would you like a wine? That's
That's
how-
Somalia, isn't it? Somalia.
Sommelier. So just say it with an accent. Sommelier.
Sommelier.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's sommelier. Sommelier. It's like a...
I've heard the first dates guy say it. Fred Silly Sex. Yeah. Usually come to my restaurant de sommelier, c'est the wine. But I can't say it. I've got no accent. So if you want to impress your dining companions at a fancy restaurant, be sure to refer to your special waiter who serves your wine as a sommelier. Smelly. In France, the word sommelier literally means butler, and it's been used since the 19th century to mean wine steward or wine waiter. Definitions of sommelier: a waiter who manages wine services in a hotel or restaurant. Yeah. So that's like a little for. I mean, I've heard it mentioned before, but I've never really paid much attention. But they've got their own special name. So wine steward, wine waiter, he's a sommelier. And you, sommelier. Oh,
Sommelier.
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 Smellier.
I wonder what that would sound like in South African though. Because that's what I've got my phone set to. Just because.
Alright, go on.
Oh, not translate.
Sommeliers.
Oh, well, that's not South African. That's sommeliers.
Pure Skynet.
Yeah.
James just broke the room.
Oh no.
Just
Yeah.
T2'd all over the place. But yes.
Because I'm not allowed to do impressions, because I'll get told off again.
No, you're right, I won't hum theme
Yeah.
songs to famous films. Sorry, James Cameron. Won't do it again.
I need your boots, your clothes, and the keys to your motorcycle.
Alright, that was... Sorry, you
Yeah, that's
you facted?
that's my factation.
Okay, Edam never goes off. This famous cheese only gets hard when it gets old, which means that in history people like sailors would take it on long voyages. But yeah, they goes rock hard and they chip it away and they gum it until it softens and then they eat it. So they chuck it in boats. They have like wheels of Edam because it was the safest way to get to preserve protein and fats.
Dude,
Yeah.
do the Weevils like it? Because they had them on boats, didn't they? Weevils and Easter.
Oh yeah, but they're nothing better than weevil. It's a protein weevil.
Protein Weevil.
Yeah.
I reckon you'll be able to see them soon.
No, well, you see them wax as well.
Mm.
Don't they? So
Yeah. Makes sense. It's a 20% to get harder when he gets older. Yeah.
So I was leaving a pause so we could insert the laugh track.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's just a crappy. Right, so fact: France, blatantly, once had cocaine wine back in 1863.
Ooh.
Vin Marine wasn't your average French wine brand. The concoction was made from mixing 6 milligrams of cocoa leaves. Now, me reading that, I thought I meant chocolate, but no. 6 milligrams of cocoa leaves for each ounce of Bordeaux wine. The suggested intake was 2 to 3 glasses per day, but only 1 to 2 for children. Standard. That's why people are searching this crap online. Because the 1-year-olds keep drinking wine, isn't it?
Just like rubbing it into their gums.
Yeah. Where's my wine? I need my wine. The drink was a huge hit and went beyond Paris to London, to New York. Apparently, Vin de Marion was a favourite of President William McKinley and Ulysses S. Grant, Queen Victoria of England, actress Sarah Bernhardt. It's Bernhardt with a T in it.
Yeah, no, it's Bernhardt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even the Pope Leo the 13th once. Leo the 13th. Full stop. Once narcotics narcotics laws became stricter in the early 1900s, though this wine became illegal.
The thing is, I think, like, this is the thing, because cocaine used to be in loads of things in small amounts, and it was literally treated the same way caffeine is. And, it, you know, in a lot of ways, it's very similar, not chemically, but, like, in terms of the body's reaction to it. And I remember, like, there was, I can't remember the comic, he was talking about it, he sort of says, yeah, I used to do, like, literally, it was like, it's coffee for your nose. It's just, that's how I thought of it, right? And you're going out, you're partying, and it just keeps you, it's like having an espresso, but you don't have an espresso machine, but you can just do a line and just, I mean, I've never done coke, but I can sort of, oh, okay. Now, I can imagine that, but then you can carry around coffee, I suppose. But I guess you get addicted to anything, but it was a weird thing. But they used to put it in all these things, obviously, like Coca-Cola had coke in it, from the cocoa leaves, and I think lots of chocolates and stuff did, because it was a similar plants. So lots of like foods and stuff, and they just put cocaine in everything, and then it goes to a certain point where like, hang on a sec, this stuff on its own, and then they made it purer and purer and purer, and then they were like, cocaine's not enough, we'll have crack cocaine, and then all of a sudden everyone's like losing their mind and like their skin's falling off and shit, and you're like, maybe this is bad, guys. But like, I mean, I imagine if they made like crack coffee, it'd probably be just as bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You imagine. Actually, have you had that shit? I had the
Skull Crusher.
No, I've had that. That gave me. It was so much caffeine in it. It gave me a headache. It was like, it's too much.
I must have. I did struggle with that one because I was having.
Like, oh my god, my eyes are so wide.
My brother got me some, and it made fucking. It was nice. I needed to perfect the quantities of it all.
It's nice coffee. I do remember that because I only had it once, but it was nice coffee, but it was crazy strong.
And I had the mug that went with it as well. I still use that today.
I don't have that anymore, but I did have the mug.
I left it at
what
work.
happened to that?
Well, your one.
Well, no, I'm not blaming you. Why should I blame you?
I didn't. No, nothing.
You probably broke it, didn't you?
I did not.
I did not. You know, this week, talking of Mr. Schwarzenegger, right? I was watching. No, I don't know what I had a hankering for. I was just humming this song, and I was like, "What is this? Why am I humming?" And I realised it was the themes. It was some of the score music from The Running Man. And then I put the soundtrack onto Running Man. I was playing it, and and it's what's his name? Faltermeyer, the same guy did the Top Gun soundtrack and all that, right? And it's like, whilst I'm listening to it, this is sorry, total tangent, but like, and I was like, that film was great. I mean, it's definitely dated, but I'm like, that's a really good flag. And
I need to watch that again.
But then I realised, like, I mean, I don't know if it was related, but I read a news story a few days ago because what's his face? Oh God, what's his name?
Danny DeVito.
No, the guy who directed Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright's remaking Running Man, but because it's originally based on Stephen King's short story, which he did under a pseudonym of Richard Bachman. He had a bunch of stories he did under a different name or a pseudonym. So anyway, I don't know, I'm quite excited. But I really love that film. I love that film. I know this apparently. I do have the book somewhere as well. I've never read it. I love the film, so I bought the book and I was like, oh, not read. I love buying books more than I love reading books. It's just, I love them both, but I don't get around to reading as much as I like. Yeah, but no, random, fucking random. Anyway, sorry, that was totally tangent.
That wasn't cheese or wine. That is a bonus. You're welcome.
It's a cheesy movie though.
Yeah.
But 1987, it was a long time ago. It was a different time.
Cool.
Oh, I've told you about Edam.
I've got one left. You've got 3.
I've got 4 actually. Let me just bang. I'll do a couple, and then
Cool.
you do yours, and then I'll do a couple more. Okay. Okay. You're French. Read the name is the first 3 words.
Oh dear. Impossible bongo.
Yeah. A Posse de Bourbon. A Posse de Bourbon is the stinkiest cheese in the world.
Uh-huh.
This particular cheese is so smelly that in France it is legally not allowed to be allowed. It's not allowed legally on public transport. Okay.
Stank.
But yeah, apparently it's a delicacy around the world. It's not produced in huge numbers, but it's the bacteria they use to ferment the cheese is like fucking brutal. So everyone's like, good lord, and they sell it in these waxed sealed pots and they ship it around the world.
Oh, I've seen them.
But yeah, that's apparently the smelliest cheese. It's like there was a law in France just for that cheese. That's how smelly it is. So that was a little fact. Some varieties of cheese, like mozzarella, cheddar, Swiss, and American cheese, which isn't real cheese,
plastic cheese.
it's bullshit cheese, help prevent tooth decay. It promotes the flow of saliva, which leads to elimination of sugar and acids from the mouth. Dentists often joke, and I remember this from when I was younger, that students have the best teeth due to... Because it used to be, I remember this time, right? If you were a student, in all the student cities you go to Canterbury or you go to... Actually, when Greenwich University came to Medway, you go down, the cheese rolls and cheese, like, they just had... That was one of the things you'd have, like... you go into the pub, you'd have a couple of pints, and they would just be, like, nibbles. They used to be... It was quite common. You have cheese rolls and stuff, right? So, but yeah, so it was a common snack. Like you'd have cheap cheese and cheese rolls, cheese sandwiches, and beer, and those two things are both really good at fighting tooth decay because they both promote saliva and like the cheese is really good. So yeah, it was. It helps protect tooth enamel and has antibacterial effects. And consumed in moderate quantities, it has various health benefits.
Dude,
so cheese, mate, cheese is good. It's good.
I do like mozzarella.
Of course you do. It's mild.
Yeah.
It's the mildest cheese there is. No, I like it. I tell you what, right? I quite like it. I chucked a load in the other day. I was doing a bechamel sauce for a lasagna.
Yeah.
And I just got like they come in the blobs of. I'd made a bechamel sauce. I just chucked in the blob of mozzarella, and it was so good. And I remember, and one of the most amazing. I went to Germany years ago. And it was random. I was in Germany, and they said, we're going out to a restaurant. I was with where I worked at the time, and they took us to Germany. It was an amazing trip, right? And they said, we're going to this restaurant with the head of the company that we distribute for. I'm like, ooh. And I'm there. I'm a peon. I'm nobody, right? So I'm just like tagging along, going like, I get a free meal. Oh. And they put me at the big boy table, and I was just trying to shut the fuck up and not say anything stupid. And they were like, what do you want? I was like, oh, fucking... So it's all in Italian, and I'm in Germany. I speak neither language, so I was just like, okay, mozzarella. So I got the dish, and it was just slices of mozzarella and slices of like big artisanal sort of tomatoes.
Oh,
and it literally, and it was just stacked in sort of like an
accordion.
Yeah, an accordion of cheese and tomato, and it was like drizzled with olive oil. And I was like, what bullshit is this, right? It's just like, fairly tasteless cheese with tomato slices. I mean, that probably cost my boss like 50 quid for this. This is obviously it's a starter, and I was just like, all right, okay, all right. And I started eating. I was like, oh, I was like, it was an experience. I still think of that. Sometimes there's certain meals that just, and it kicked me in the dick, and I'm like, how can this be getting me this? I don't know. It was just something else. Amazing. So yeah, mozzarella. I give you props, man. It's good cheese.
Thank you.
I mean, it's not got the stank I really enjoy, but it's, yeah. And it will protect your teeth, so that's good. Alright, I've got 2 facts left. Go on, buddy.
Right, people actually buy wine over $300,000 US dollars. The world of wine is no stranger to jaw-dropping price tags, but the record-breaking sale of a 1947 French Bordeaux takes the cake. In 2010, this exceptional bottle changed hands for a staggering $300,000 American dollars USD at an auction, making it the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold. This remarkable vintage is renowned for its unparalleled quality and rarity, as it hails from a year when the region experienced near perfect growing conditions. Yeah. So yeah, brilliant wine. That was a year. That's good.
I don't care for that though. That's ridiculous.
I wouldn't drink £300,000 of anything.
I think if they're like, no, I'll have the house it's worth, please. I'm like, that's an insane thing. But I remember there was some, because like Johnny Depp, obviously he's always been, very successful.
And the same in every film role, apart from Edward Scissorhands. We discussed this. Sorry.
I don't agree with you, but I can see it.
That's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
But like he's obviously earned insane amounts of money over the years, and he's generally speaking spaffed out the wall because he's that kind of guy. But he was at some binge, and he was banging back 20 grand bottles of wine, just as he went, 20 grand, 20 grand, 20 grand, and so he got through like about half a mil in wine on one holiday, and I was just like, surely, because I mean, like, you know, when you have like, case in point, right? I'm drinking Carling, right? Now Carling is not a 10 out of 10 beer. 10 out of 10. It's no one's favourite lager. It might be if it is. I'm sorry. It's perfectly serviceable. It's a decent lager, right? I have ordered a Carling many times and had perfectly adequate times. I would say it's a good 7 out of 10 lager. I think that's fair. I think that's perfectly fair. But the second Carling is better than the first. Because, of course it is, right? Because once you had it, you're like if you're a couple of glasses into a bottle of wine, all wine's nice. Or it's terrible. Like, by that point, you've literally lent in either direction. If the first sip is what you're paying for, right? And what I do, if I was doing that, if I had a 20 grand bottle of wine, the next bottle of wine I have was £6. That's what I do. I literally do it. If I had that mad fuck you Johnny Depp money, right? In fact, no. This isn't. If I worked for Johnny Depp, I would buy the 20 grand bottle he requested, and I'd buy 56 £6 bottles from Asda with a gecko or some shit on it, right? And then I would just photocopy the fucking label of the first one, and I swear to God, the amount of like coke up his nose anyway, there's no way he can taste anything. So he's smoking, he's chain smoking as well, right? I always remember that I used to, this is random, I used to sell, this is really random, I used to sell audio valves to go in like valve amps, but you have to have these like pro audio wankers who would buy these like £3,000 valve amps to play their old records through, right? Now, ignore the fact that it's a record, so you can't, it's, you know, you could play it off Spotify and it would sound better. It just would, right? I don't care. There's all kinds of arguments for or against that, but whatever, right? But then they're running it through this amp, and they're spending like thousands on these things, and they're spending hundreds on like all these different they have like gold attachment pins so that they can maximise the audio to mitigate any distortions and they use gold wire to run to the speakers, and they have the most expensive speakers in the world because they're just all about audio fidelity, and they're there. And I was at a stall for one of the shows we went to, and I was at this stall, and they're coming up and asking me questions about some of the products we sell, and I was talking to them and they couldn't hear me. These are old boys, right? And I'm like, you can't hear what I'm saying. Now it's a noisy, you know, conference centre or wherever the fuck we were. It was a big, it was a huge audio sort of trade show we were at. But they can't fucking hear me. So why are you spending £300 on valve rings which stabilise the current in the valve when you cannot hear in a conversation back and forth? There's no way you will hear the difference in this, right? There's in no universe can you hear shit, right? You know, you're like, what? Whom? You know, this just, you're like, you're that guy and you spend all this money, you're like, oh, you can really tell. I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can really tell how much money you've spent. That's all you can tell. And I think it's the same with wine. I think there's this weird prestige about it, but it's like, fuck off, can you tell? You could tell first sip in, right? If you're sitting there, especially if you're Johnny Depp binging it, right? There's no way he knows what wine or coke he's getting through at like 2 a.m, right? So you might as well be economical by that point. I think that's just me.
I concur.
Thank you. We'll shake on that. Okay. You just factored in, yeah?
That's I've emptied my fact load.
Now I did a little bit of reading on this, right? So the first fact I saw, which is I'll start with the lowest number, right? So cheese making has been recognised for about 4,000 years. Now, obviously we know there is actually cheese from 3,200 years ago. So we know 3,000 years they were there as evidence of cheese making 4,000 years. Now, there's also evidence of 7,500 years from in a Belgian cheese manufacturer. They reckon there might have been for manufacturing cheese. This is like producing it one. And there was also other evidence, they've said, from very old sites where they reckon they were fermenting cheese as much as 10,000 years ago, right? So from 4,000 to 10,000 years ago, at some point, someone started whipping up some milk and was like, oh, what's this? So at some point, someone whisked up some milk until it became cheese. So that happened at some point. But let's go with the conservative 4,000 years, right? That's based on the Dairy Foods Association. They said 4,000 years. But there's various historical evidence from way earlier. No one really knows when the first cheese was made. There was one article I read that said the first cheese was actually made by accident. I was like, how the fuck do you know, right? Like, at best, at the closest date it was 4,000 years ago, and I don't reckon you've got an interview from anyone from 4,000 years ago saying like, well, what I was doing, I was just trying to splash it about a bit and it turned into some cheese. I was like, what's going on here? No one, you don't know. Anyway, historical records indicate that travellers from Asia brought the technique of cheese making to Europe before the Roman Empire. Romans fucking love cheese.
They do.
Which leads me on to my final fact.
Final fact.
You done?
I'm done.
You're done. So this is my two facts are actually linked.
So I'll do this. Final fact. Dude, technical. Like it.
That's cool. Spiked nicely. Excellent. During the Roman Empire, large Roman houses had separate kitchens exclusively to manufacture cheese.
No.
They were called cereali. Cariali?
Curly
I'm gonna actually. We're doing good this week. I'm actually gonna go to pronunciation guide.
Pronunciation guide. That's a theme tune for the pronunciation guide bit. We're going to have every week. We'll have this, and I'll try to get my South African lady voice on there again. Fucking prawns.
Fucking prawns. Fucking prawns.
Until we get any South African listeners, though, I'm not taking that back. I'm just saying.
They refuse to listen. They consistently don't listen, and it's I can only say that. And there's no pronunciation guide for that. Cariali. How would you say that word?
Cariali.
Cariali. Yes, so they would send, go to the Cariali and help them pump the cheese pump. I don't know. But yeah, they'd have a cheese making room.
Dude.
That, I feel like, if you have a cheese room, you've made it. You know? One day, Katie.
Although we do like a little restaurant cafe place called the Cheese Rooms in Rochester.
Yeah, but that's not your cheese room, is it?
It will be one day when podcast money comes through.
One day. Well, I'm sure the check's in the mail. I'm sure it is. Yeah. There's a little tab on the podcasting app. It says monetize, and I swear, go on it, and it's just like, refer to the website because it's just like literally it's so faint praise. It's like, oh, fuck off, just you fucking reckon. And fair play. Anyway, we are at facts, which leads us to
before.
Oh, go on.
We do the everyone's favourite James' Fortune Cookie Corner.
That's what they're here for. I'm almost certain that's what they're here for. But go on.
Do we need to explain about next week's pre-chosen category, which I've forgotten about?
Yes. You don't want to eat into your time.
So I'll tell you what. We can. Okay, we start off with a cookie corner. It's going to be crap anyway. This will stop me from doing something.
We might have to check it on the end if it's like a really good one. Yeah. All right, hang on a sec. So, he's rustling. We'll call it here. So we're on to the next section. Give us a second. This autumn, coming to a cinema near you, the true-ish story of horse hats. Horse hats were created by two best friends who grew up together from childhood. They shared everything from friends, cars, to even their bathwater and rubber duckies. Dan had an idea to create hats for horses and how it would revolutionise horse headgear for future generations. It would change their lives and solve all their money problems. Little did Dan know that his best friend James would betray him and steal it all for himself. It was my idea in the first place. Why are you trying to...
You've heard of the 7-second rule. You left it there. I've made it what it is today.
Dude, we've been friends for years. I helped you at your lowest. This is how you repay me.
I had my reasons.
Starring Jack Black playing the part of James and Rutger Hauer as Dan. Watch how the truest story unravels with all the heated exchanges, all the passion, all while millions of horses all around the world are waiting for their classy headgear.
The hats! You can't handle horse hats!
Will Dan and James say nay to friendship? Horse Hats the movie. Rated Hard X. Not available at any cinemas. James Fortune Cookie Corner.
Show me the crunch!
I did it.
As tradition goes.
German first.
Alright.
Beste Chancen nutzen Sie jede Gelegenheit.
I heard something about the best chance and Guggenheimer.
Best prospects use every opportunity. What the fuck's happened to these? They were confusing, now they're just rubbish. Best prospects use every opportunity.
But I'm just saying.
Go on. You got something.
So normally it's James is putting a pause in it. Oh, you're doing it wrong. Best prospects! ! Use every opportunity! ! Again.
Oh fuck, we didn't time it. Yeah, so I've at least gained a minute. So we've got 4 minutes left. Okay, 4 minutes.
Okay, so this is saying that if the fortune best prospect is so you want a best outcome, use every opportunity. So that's it's. I want some of the shit ones back, not just Captain Generic.
Yeah, I want like always live with a hammer, and the hammer will never live with you, or something like that. That's what I want. I'm like, they can interpret that. We should just make them up. We should just make our own ones up, or one of us should make it up for the other one to work out.
Okay.
But yeah, so that is pretty self-evident, I would say. I mean, best prospects is weird, but yeah, you'll get your best. I don't know. Basically, the best chance you have is to use every opportunity, which is obvious, really. It's like, I was.
So if you want to win the lottery, use all the numbers.
No, literally, you could rephrase that to you got to be in it to win it. That's what that is.
All right. Okay. So best interpretation of this one. So you've got to be in it to win it. Right. You're not allowed to use that one because you already come up with that one. So best prospects, use every opportunity. Translate.
Try or die.
Try or die. Okay. Best prospect. Wear shoes and you won't hurt your feet.
What?
Or wear football boots instead of loafers and you can kick that ball really far.
I mean, is it an opportunity to change your shoes?
Well, it's just best prospect, so it's preparation.
I suppose. Well, no, I assume best prospects. I'm taking it as your best prospects will come from using every opportunity, from utilising every opportunity you're given. So if a chance comes up, then take it. Otherwise, and that's how you get your best. Which again seems obvious, but like, yeah. I read Michael Caine's autobiography, right? And because I like Michael Caine.
Oh, I like Michael Caine too.
Not
you
a
see
lot of
here
people.
right now. No, I'm not doing it. Oh, God.
Not a lot of people do. I always love the. Have you seen the Trip with doesn't matter. But yeah, they did Michael Caine impressions, and there's the different ones, and then there's the sad later life Michael Caine with like, Master Bruce. Oh, Master Bruce.
That sounds a bit like Grumpy.com.
I've betrayed you, Master Bruce.
Jim.
Like in the last Batman film where Christian Bale, he's just like crying the whole film because he thinks he's dead, and he's like, I've let you down, Master Bruce. I'm so sorry, Master. I was like, this is a sad film. I don't like this film. This is pissing me off now. I don't like this. That was a weird film for voices. So I read his book, and he talks about like, he goes along, he says, I was always very lucky. You can't ever plan for luck. And I was like, okay. So then he goes like, but I worked really hard for everything I ever got. I earned everything because I worked really hard. But I was also really lucky. I'm like, pick one, cunt. You can't. It really wound me up. I was just like, no. You're either a lucky bastard or you worked really hard. You might have worked really hard, but if you were a lucky bastard, it's like you were a lucky bastard. So he's like, I made my own luck, and I'm like, fair enough. But I was really lucky. I'm like, okay, but I worked really hard to achieve everything. I'm like, both things can't be true, okay? You might have worked really hard, but then you can't acknowledge that you're lucky and then say that you earn it all. You didn't earn it all if you were a lucky bastard. And evidently anyone who makes it in the film industry is lucky to some extent because they're coming along at the right time, or they're like having to be more photogenic than someone else, or someone, gave them the opportunity. So, I don't know.
We've touched a nerve.
I don't think so. I think that's just a little... Look, we're almost out of time, so I think I did all right.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Should we explain?
All right. So basically, I've been badgered by a couple of people to do certain topics, and one of them is porn, which is one of our options from last week.
Oh, is that your fridge? Because it's really cold. That makes
What porn do you watch?
Iceland. Oh, look at down there. There's the bags of peas. Oh, put it on mine stinker.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be wonderful. And the other one, I was talking about it last night at the giggle. I swear you were there. It was
No, there's ringing a bell. But
and then and Flat Earth.
Yes.
So
yes.
porn and Flat Earth. We'll flip a coin about who gets what.
Flat
So
Earth.
next week we've got to do porn and Flat Earth because the crowds are screaming and we got to do it. And we do negotiate with terrorists. We just do it. We don't care. We give them what they want.
Okay.
I just need a direction and I run at it. I don't care.
We don't give them good fucking fortune cookie facts. Say, oh, best prize. Yeah,
No, you don't want to spoil them.
Sorry.
That'll come later.
Yeah.
Mate,
Oh,
imagine
that might be part of the.
when we buy like new fortune cookies, right?
Yeah.
Come Christmas time, you got to wait, you bastards. Then imagine how good they'll be.
Mm.
They might be worse. I don't know.
I
I think we need to get like one of these like Confucius say like famous quotes books and do that.
You know where we need to get fortune cookies from?
Go on.
Timu.
Ah, Timu. Timu. You're fucking the joke because it hasn't happened yet. Timu. They don't even get it.
No, they don't know.
They don't know.
They've got to wait and they got to keep listening.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Like
Like and subscribe.
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. You like it? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like
Ooh,
and subscribe.
That sounds crunchy.
Alright, that's enough of that shit. We should say goodnight. Say goodnight, James.
Good night, James.
Good night.